guys, welcome back. So for today's video, it's going to be quite a short one. I am absolutely obsessed at the minute with a fidget toy called the Tangle, which I discovered I think around the start of the year, and I've been collecting them because they all come in different colours and textures and fun things, and that's just very exciting to me. It's like I definitely have what you might call a magpie brain, so anything that you can collect and has like different colours and it's just like a little, I don't know, trinkety thing, that is very exciting to me. And I recently got quite a lot of money back from HMRC, which is nice. So I decided to spend a little portion of it to get some more tangles. And I thought I would do a unpacking and just show you them. They're all different types and it's very exciting. So yeah, just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. I'm going to be opening these all in like real time as well because I kept them in packaging. So okay, so the first one I have is a pink one. It's in the Crush series. I don't know why it's called the Crush series, but just bear with me while I try and get into these. Oh no, this is the part that's not very exciting to watch, so just be patient with me. Oh, come on, little guy. Oh no, I've messed it up. Oh wait, here we go. Oh. You know what, while I'm doing this, I'm also going to have a little rant, because today I watched the new trailer for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which is one of the newer Star Trek series, and oh my god, they keep making fun of Vulcans basically, and not just that, but also like in a very inaccurate way to how Vulcan biology works, and it just really comes across very racist and like bioessentialist. And there's a lot of episodes where they keep kind of conflating this idea of biology and culture. So this idea that, like, you know, Vulcans are inherently this or that, and it's not anything to do with like how they've been raised or, you know, that kind of thing, which is really frustrating. There's a lot of inaccuracies to like how it works, but it's also just, it feels like they really want to make fun of sort of Vulcans for being different and for not having emotions, and they keep, in particular, it feels like they just kind of keep like honing in on this caricature of Vulcans of having this like really flat effect of how they talk, which is really I think it really feels like very ableist, because obviously a lot of autistic people, not everyone, but a lot of them who like Star Trek maybe identify with Vulcans and identify with those behaviors and that kind of presentation, and even like if they don't, like just generally speaking, this idea of like making fun of people for, you know, having this like flat effect how they speak, or for not being very emotional and all that kind of stuff. It just feels very, it's not what Star Trek should be about, and it just like really frustrates me a lot. So yeah, I'm very annoyed about that. But look, I'm finally in. It's so pretty. This is it actually looks like a darker pink on video than it does in real life. Like these bits, when I'm holding them, like the light, they look kind of more clear, but they come across a darker pink here. But this is number one. Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, if there are any other Star Trek fans, I'd be interested to know what you think, because there are things that I really like about Strange New Worlds, but I just find it very frustrating. I think that they keep like reducing these characters to like these really broad stereotypes, and also it's like they really you know, it's good that they want to explore this idea of like Spock uncovering his humanity, but I don't know, like just the way they constantly make fun of like Vulcans and like a different kind of, you know, character and behavior is like really upsetting, and it annoys me a lot. So yeah, maybe I'll think of more things to say as I keep unpacking these. Okay, this is the next one. This is in the marble range. I really wanted to get some more orangey red ones because I have a lot of like, I tend to wear a lot of that kind of colour, and I was like, oh, I could accessorize them to my outfits because that's just how dorky I am, and I thought it'd be quite satisfying to be able to do that. Also, I love that they come in these little like triangle boxes. Let's see if I can get into this one. I think this one will be a little bit easier to open than the other ones. I say that as I struggle. Oh, I think we're in. Okay, that was fairly straightforward. So, okay, this is number 2. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, this is number 2. It's so beautiful. Yeah, and like, while I'm here and talking about Star Trek, they do actually, there's an episode of Star Trek Voyager where B'Elanna, I think it's quite early on, for whatever reason something happens and she gets split into, so B'Elanna is like half Klingon, half human, so she's also like a biracial character, and she gets split into like her 2 selves, similar to how in Strange New Worlds they have the episode where Spock gets split into like the Vulcan self and the human self. And they do a similar thing again where, like, you know, her Klingon self, like, just carries all of the kind of, you know, it's quite reductive of, like, her Klingon self is just, like, the aggressive one and the angry one and the kind of, you know, all of the Klingon stereotypes. And then there's none of that in her human half. And the human half is just, like, the vulnerable half, the emotional half, the scared half. So, you know, again, and they did that in Strange New Worlds. With Spock, so again it was like his Vulcan half was like pure Vulcan and his human half was pure human, and there's like no crossover, which, you know, again is part of this like really reductive thing that they do. But I think that Voyager did it a little bit better because they kind of, you know, B'Elanna, like both of these halves of herself kind of commune with each other and talk to each other, and she kind of works out a lot of her sort of like trauma about like the fact that she really kind of resists her Klingon set like half and like, you know, is ashamed of it. And I don't know, I think it kind of works better in that episode because it's like, you know, the reason that she's so, her human half is so emotional is because of all that stuff. It's like, you know, this sort of, I don't think trauma is the right word, but like this kind of pain of like of trying to reject this half of her that she can't reject. And like then at the end of the episode when they kind of bring it back together and, you know, she becomes herself again like as she was before, it's kind of like she's resolved kind of more of that. Just show you the little words as well. She's resolved more of that. Oh dear, it doesn't want to focus. She's resolved more of that conflict, internal conflict within herself, so it does work a little bit better in that episode. But yeah, I just found the Strange New Worlds, and it was the same with this episode that I mentioned, the Spock one, where he gets split into the 2 halves, where I don't know, it just feels very reductive, and there's this lack of understanding of like, you know, it's kind of more complicated than that. And oh, I didn't show you I opened it before I showed you what it was. This is in the gems range. It's like a really shiny one. This is meant to be a red one, but it actually looks more like pinky purple because it's so iridescent, so I might have to get like a more red one at some point because I would quite like to have a red one as well. Okay, let's open this one up. Ooh, it's so shiny. That is very pretty, isn't it? That's so pretty. Oh, this one's a lot more loose than the other. Some of them are like stiffer than others, I don't know why, but oh, that's lovely. Yes, I very much recommend these. Like, maybe just if you want to try one out, like if you like to have things to play with, just buy one and see if you like it. They my local toy shop sells them for £2.50, so you can get them like very, very cheap. You know, which makes sense because it is just plastic at the end of the day, but I like to get all the pretty ones online because of the magpie brain. Okay, coming towards the end. I'm trying to think if I have any other Star Trek things to say. Yeah, I think that the problem I really like a lot of Strange New Worlds, but I think that because it's good that it's like the fun, light-hearted one, but I think that in doing that it kind of has a lot of like really dumb, regressive messaging a lot of the time, and a lot of things that just aren't very Star Trek-y. Like, this is a small spoiler, so just skip ahead if you don't want to know it, but in one of the most recent seasons, they just have a scene where one of the characters, like they're all on the run and they're hiding from this like sort of reptilian alien things. I can't remember what, I think it might be the Gorn actually. And there's like a baby one and they just like kill it for no reason. It's just like not what Star Trek is about at all. Oh, I didn't even show you. I'm opening it. So this is a glow in the dark one. It's green. And I think a lot of new Star Trek, I have a problem with it for that, and like how it just feels very anti what Star Trek should be about. You know, it's not I mean, it's kind of difficult because at the end of the day, Starfleet is this military organization, and I appreciate there is that internal kind of conflict there with the fact that they're meant to be, you know, exploring these worlds and you know, coming across with this like progressive messaging. But I just think that sometimes they just really kind of lose sight of what it's meant to be about and what they're meant to be, the values they're meant to be upholding. And it's the same with all this Vulcan stuff where they're just constantly like making fun of Spock and Vulcans, and like, I don't know, it just like really kind of sets up this like very, you know, human sort of lack of understanding in the way that, you know, in today's society, we kind of, so many people do make fun of, like, you know, if they encounter somebody with like a flat affect, or somebody who's not very emotional, or somebody who behaves differently. And I think that, you know, whether that person is neurodivergent or any other reason why they might be different, you know, Star Trek is meant to be about respecting that kind of difference, and it's just very annoying when I see these like really dumb, like this trailer that came out today that just, I don't know, just feels very like dumb and regressive and like really sort of oblivious to like kind of how offensive it is. Yeah, and it's just really frustrating. Okay, we're on to the last one now. I saved this one for last because it's the most exciting one. So this is a color changing one which changes with heat. So it's blue, and when I touch it, it should turn pink in certain places. So let's just see if it does that, shall we? Okay. Right, I don't know how well this is gonna work. I think I might have to like, maybe it's not hot enough, like maybe I need to hold it really tightly to make it change color. Trying to get it to like, trying to warm it with my hands. Yeah, I don't know. I think I really like it when shows are fun, but you know, when you just expect better of something and it just disappoints you, and it's like, oh, this is like really, it's really like, yeah, I think I said already, lowest common denominator kind of humor. Oh, it's working. Look at that, it's changing color. I think I need to like, I'm trying to make it even warmer because I think it'll go even lighter. Yeah, I think I'm already a bit frustrated with how they did Spock a little bit anyway, because he comes off quite macho in this, and like Spock's not really meant to be macho. He's you know, I've not even seen the original series, don't shoot me, apart from The Wrath of Khan, but you know, I've obviously seen all the gifs and I've like read a million things, and like, you know, I know that, you know, OG Spock is like, you know, Leonard Nimoy put so much into him as this like gentle, like Jewish vegetarian kind of harp, is it harp? He plays like this instrument. I'm so sorry. You know, he's like this really gentle soul, and he's like peaceful and like, you know, all of that stuff. It feels like you know, most of the time, apart from Bones, who obviously calls him like green-blooded hobgoblin all the time because he's like wildly racist, but like most of the characters kind of like respect and understand that. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel like we shouldn't be like regressing, you know, with something like with these storylines. We should be kind of making progress. But yeah, and I don't even have Discovery anymore because that's finished, but they've released the trailer for Section 31, which I'm a little bit unsure about now because I really love Michelle Yeoh and I think she's going to be amazing in it. But I thought it was going to be kind of quite a like intelligent, you know, because it's like this covert ops spy what's the word, spy organization section of Starfleet. I thought it was going to be quite intelligent and quite, you know, like a thrillery kind of, you know, a little bit more highbrow, I guess. But I think that the trailer looks a bit more action focused, and I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a bit kind of maybe some of my similar issues with Strange New Worlds, where it's like, you know, we kind of are finding reasons to like enjoy and justify violence and stuff, which is, you know, not ideal. But they also released the trailer for the last season of Lower Decks, which I really love, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, I'm just going to show you these all together so you can see them all, like and then that's me done. So thank you for listening to my little incoherent Star Trek ramble. Look at the colours, they're like candies. I'm gonna have endless fun with these. Okay, thank you very much for watching and listening as always. Bye bye.